I got 5 bolts I got to take out here. 12 millimeter socket, using my handy dandy Weir socket wrench. Works really nice for this kind of thing. Tight spaces and all. Yeah, some crud in this one too. I think I'm going to end up taking the middle skid plate off just to get everything cleaned out nice. But here we are. Here's our oil pan. Got our drain screw right up here. And a little bit of cleanup to do. We dropped our rear skid plate here. Yeah, these, apparently if you're going to do a lot of brush mowing, you really ought to clean these out a little more often than I've been doing. Holy cow. Well, get that brushed down and blown off good. So, decided I'm going to go ahead and take off this middle plate here. Wow, okay. Looks like it's just 4 bolts on this one, 3 in the front and 1 in the middle. It shouldn't be too terrible. Okay, well, I got this middle plate cleaned off. Had quite a bit of crud to brush off. I'm going to try to put it back up. I think the easiest way to do that is going to be to put this center bolt in, lined up there. Yeah. Alright, step 1 when you're draining the oil, you want to get that dump bed raised up because there's a panel under here that we need to get to. Of course, first we're going to take our little spring-loaded brace here and protect our hydraulic cylinder. Make sure it can't come crashing down on us. We lift up these seat belts out of the way and then just lift this plastic cover out. Look down at the engine compartment. We can see we got our fill there. We're looking at our engine down under the dump bed here. And right down to the left here, their dipstick. I'm going to pull that out a little bit. That'll allow the air to come in there when we're draining our oil. Clean that off a little bit. That must be the 14. I know I got it with these wrenches. Oh yeah, 14. There we go. Just loosen it up a little. And, boy, it probably would have been good to leave that skid plate off for this part. Now that I got it on there, I don't really feel like taking it off again. Here we go. Alright. Okay, so the oil filter is in a little bit of a tough spot here. I'll take this battery cover off. I've got just 2 triangle-shaped thumb screws. And that's all you got to do when this cover comes off. Then we can look down. A rubber flapper here, which just kind of hooks on there. And all right, so I think this is kind of the best position. Got my hand going through up here in the battery compartment right here. I'm laying on my left shoulder. I can see that oil filter up in there. I got my oil wrench on there, and I can actually see the filter from this angle. And it's just a matter of, yeah, it's pretty tight, working it around all these cables without snagging on something. So there you go. That's the magic angle right in front of the driver's side tire on my left shoulder. My right hand's reaching through the battery cable. My left hand's going up under the frame here, and I can get to that filter. They sure don't make it easy. Okay, so I'm at a super awkward angle here. I was able to slip just a regular strap type oil wrench. Of course, I'm getting hung up on all these cables and stuff, but regular strap type oil wrench. Could slip it up in there. Gotta have the right size, but oh yeah, that's turning. Okay, we'll get our pan under there so we can catch some drips, and there we go. Okay, so I guess you can get a regular oil wrench up in there, but boy, it is just a lot of stuff in the way to get hung up on, and really hard to get your arms up in there. Not too fun. All right, just about got that unscrewed. No. Okay. Trying to weave the filter out through all this. I think I've got brake lines in the way. I think I'm going to have to go out through the top. I don't think I can actually fit through the cavity, and it's getting pretty slippery because I got it spilled all over because I can't get my hand around the thing. There we go. Oh, got my new filter here. I'll get a little bit of this used oil. Put it around that ring there. And then, how the heck did I get in there again? Okay. Yeah, you just can't get up here because there's brake lines right in the way. You gotta come through, I guess up through this way. And you can drop down into that space. Oh. Well. All right. All right, go ahead and put in my drain plug, screw back in there. Okay, got my drain plug back in, got my oil filter tightened down. Thing we got to do now is to put in the new oil, and we're going to go under the bed again with our safety brace in place and take a look here. I got my fill cap there, it says oil right on there, and down over here I got my dipstick where we'll be checking to make sure we put enough in. So I am using Kubota's brand 10W30 here. I was cautioned that the warranty would be void if I didn't have the right specifications of oil. If something were to happen, the engine were to blow up, they'll actually test your oil. That's what they tell me. Makes sense, and not that it has to be Kubota's brand, but it has to be the right specs. So yeah, that's the stuff there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. It's 4.3 quarts. So I've got a full gallon, 4 quarts, and then see, this one's missing 0.3 quarts from our last oil change, so I just needed the gallon, and then this one I get that little bit of extra on it. So I'll start by putting the full gallon in and see where that gets me. Of course, I'm going to run it a little bit after we fill, make sure it gets into that new filter all around. So I do like to use a funnel. Actually, that funnel looks a little dusty. Let me wipe that out. Okay. Just don't want any extra crud in my engine. So, we'll go ahead and add this full gallon. It should take a little more than that, so and that looks a lot nicer than the stuff I pulled out of there. Yeah, engine oils every 200 hours, so be a little bit, probably 6 months to a year before I need to do another one at the rate we use it. Okay. And just gonna one of the tough things about this setup I got here is that dipstick goes way down in there, and it really helps to have a light to find the hole. Okay. Took it for a little ride. Came back. I added the 0.3 quarts, just about a third of a quart, to top it off. I'm just going to check it one more time now that it's had a chance to settle. Make sure we're in the right range. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to come back and check it again in the morning. Take it out, drive it around, do some chores tomorrow. Then I'll check it again, probably again after that, just to make sure there's no leaks, no drips, not losing anything. I've said this before, I'm not a master mechanic by any stretch of the imagination. If you see something I'm doing wrong, explaining wrong, or if there's just a better way, a shortcut, a way to get at that oil filter that doesn't involve a lift, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you watching, and hope you stick around for our next video when we're continuing our journey on the 200-hour maintenance on the Kubota X1140.